We are joined now by Vikas Singh, advisor to Sushant's family. Sir, thanks very much for joining us. We just spoke a little while back to Rhea Chakravarti, and you know, the question I was asking Swapnil Kothari, I will ask you on the substantive points that she made on poisoning charges, financial charges. She says that where is the money? There was no money transferred to my account. He bought me a few things. I bought him a few things. Where is the 15 crore? So let's talk about that first. The financial allegations which people spoke about, are they substantive?
Well, Vishnu, if you look at the entire background in which the FIR was registered, when the family came to me, they came at a time when they were, you know, completely disillusioned by what the Mumbai police was doing.
Right.
So when they came to me and the background of, you know, Rhea using the credit card, etc., and all those details were only come in the public domain. So I said, why don't you get the account of Sushant Singh Rajput so that we can also see if there is some withdrawal which can be said to be, you know, unexplained. So when the sister who got the account, the sister who's the nominee is the same sister whom, you know, Rhea says all those allegations she made against her, yes. Priyanka is still the nominee on all the accounts of Sushant Singh Rajput. So that's the bond between the family. It's not that the family doesn't bond well. So the sister is the nominee, and Sushant had gone to his father in May 19, you know, to get his hair tonsured, and went to the village with his father. So when they got the accounts, they saw that there is a 17 crore inflow and a 15 crore outflow. Now when the FIR was registered, the only allegation made is that 15 crore has been spent, out of which some money may have been used by her, which is part of the criminal breach of trust. Now what money was used, how much was used, was never said in the FIR. And today also the ED is still examining. There is about 80-85 crore of cash withdrawal.
Therefore, the allegation of theft.
There is 80-85 crore of cash.
Isn't that, I mean...
No, there is the allegation of theft.
Is the basic allegation that she was using his money for all sorts of reasons, right? She was controlling his accounts.
Yes.
And that this amount of 15 crores which has gone around, that she was essentially taking that money off him, you know, without him necessarily knowing, or against his better interests. So how do we know that?
If you want my answer or you want to speak yourself, Vishnu, you can decide.
No, please. I've finished my question.
If you don't want an answer, if you just want to speak yourself.
No, not at all. I've just asked that question.
So when
go ahead.
Yes. So I'll tell you the question. The answer, I'll tell you the answer. So if somebody claims that she's in love with that person, or there is a live-in relationship, you use that money, perfectly justified. There is no issue on that.
Right.
If Sushant had been alive today and he had spent another 500 crore on Rhea, the family would have no objection as long as he was alive. It's only when he died and when the family realized that Rhea has just used Sushant, no love with him, no live-in partnership relationship, only used him till the time, it's like a tissue paper. You use the tissue paper and throw it in the bin. So he was, let me complete, Vishnu. If you don't want me to talk, it's a different matter. If you want to talk yourself, you can keep talking. I have no issue. I can just go leave your channel and go. So she used him by, you know, going to these, living the king-size life that he was used to, going with him everywhere. When she claims, and this is again, Vishnu, a very, very crucial part. This theory of him being mentally disturbed is coming the very next day when the drug abuse theory has come, when the drug was being used to control his mind. So the very next day she comes with this theory of this mental illness, etc. Now let me assume everything that she's saying is correct. Just let me assume everything that she's saying is correct. When a person with whom you've hardly been for a couple of months develops such a serious mental issue, and you have no, you know, permanency in this relationship, there is no marriage, and this live-in partner can change anytime as it happened, and I'll just narrate how the whole thing is unfolded. So you had no intention of living the life with him. You were only enjoying his life, enjoying the 5-star, the royal life, the king-size life that Sushant was leading, and you were definitely enjoying that part of it. The moment he developed this very serious mental issue, was it not obligatory on her part to inform the family about this issue?
But sir,
number one.
She's
number two,
that.
When she decided to jump, can I complete? Then you can say
but
whatever.
I have lots of questions to ask, sir. Yes, go ahead.
When she decides, no, don't worry. I'm not going away as long as you listen to me carefully. So on the 8th of June, when she decides to leave him, she is the only person who knows what is his mental condition. She is the only person who knows where he was being treated. She is the only person who knew what drugs he was taking. She was the only person who knew how he has to be handled in this particular mental condition. Now she leaves him that day without a handover. Now there is under the Mental Health Act 2017, there has to be a handover of a person who is in a mental condition. Now she says, her answer is that Mitu was coming, so Sushant said, you leave early, let Mitu come later. I don't buy this theory, and I'm sure, Vishnu, if you are in your reasonable sense, you will also not buy this theory, that if somebody who is the only person on this earth who knows this problem of Sushant Singh Rajput will leave Sushant Singh Rajput without waiting for Mitu to come, whatever Sushant may have said.
But sir, she should have replied and done a proper on that specific
handover, point. Given all these files. Sure. Given all these files to Sushant.
So here's what she says on poisoning, sir.
And said that,
and sir, you have to let me edge in now.
These are the medicines.
You must let me edge in because it's a point that you're raising, the poisoning charge. She says that in fact he was being treated by 4 to 5 doctors. He had prescription medication. Doctors visited him regularly. He stopped taking medication out of his own will in January. So she explains the circumstances of those drugs. Is this not something that needs to be taken note of? That doctors were aware?
Did she explain the fact that the drugs that she was giving him, the banned drugs that she was giving him in the coffee and in the water, those droplets, did she inform the doctors about this drug that she was giving? I mean, that's the question to ask. That if you are giving him some drugs without his knowledge and without his consent, and something which was banned, and just to make him, control him in the next 30-40 minutes, he will be all right in 30, his mind will be completely under your control in 30-40 minutes. Did she give this information to the doctor? Because the doctor can only treat a patient if the full disclosure is made. If full disclosure is not made, no doctor can treat any patient. So, according to me, this timing of this interview, her coming out at this point of time, I have no quarrel with, I am not, a lot of people told me that you should get an injunction from court that you should not talk to the media. Vishnu, I am the last person to do that. Because I feel that right to free speech is a fundamental right in this country, and I very strongly believe in that right. In fact, even in the Prashant Bhushan case, I think that this was not a case for contempt at all, and I have said so on several platforms. But although he may not have said something right, I mean, I don't agree with what he said, but nevertheless, it was not a case for contempt. So that's my view, personal view. I don't believe in
so you believe
somebody.
That it's okay that
but as a responsible media, Vishnu, you have to ask the right questions. And if you ask the right questions, nobody will question you also. But if you do a soft interview, you try to give her up, you treat her like a celebrity.
No soft interview, sir.
She's a named
most
accused.
Respectfully, I have nothing but the highest respect for you. There was no soft interview in NDTV. Every single question was asked in a 1-hour interview. I mean, we gave her an opportunity to answer. Just as we welcome this opportunity for you to answer all of these questions. So and as you know, we've hardly done this in the manner in which the others are, because we are looking at it as a news story. It's not a tamasha on television, which it's become elsewhere. So hence both sides. It's not a soft interview. Is my humble submission to you. So one final question to you. She says, when asked whether she believed he died by suicide, she says she wants justice for Sushant. She is the one who asked for a CBI inquiry in the first place, and she wants to know what happened between the 8th to the 13th of the month when she left the house. There were family members over there. She wants to know what transpired over there. So in a sense, saying that they have to be answering that question.
Can I answer that?
Sir.
When she left the Sushant without informing what was his problem and whether there was a treatment going on or not, then how did she expect the sister to take on the medication or the treatment, the line of treatment that she was doing alone without disclosing to anybody? So obviously the sister could only just, and in talk there was nothing wrong in Sushant. And 3-4 days the sister could, comfort him sufficiently. And she went back to her home because her daughter was alone, living with one of her friends. So she had to attend to her daughter. And 14th, this unfortunate incident happened. So it's not as if, you know, she doesn't know, and we all want the truth to come out. I'll tell you, Vishnu, I am the last person to throttle the truth from being, you know, discussed.
Right.
But I have a strong objection if somebody just tries to paint, and especially the timing of this interview, somebody just tries to paint a picture as if she is the victim and not answer those hard questions which really are at the root of this whole thing. That she's trying to say that he was not well with the family. The sister is even today the nominee of all his bank accounts. He went to his father. She says he never met his father in the last 5 years. He went to the father in May of 19 and he spent a day with him, took him to the village, got his hair tonsured, got some religious ceremonies conducted there. I mean, what kind of statement she is making? Complete falsehood. So
Okay.
if that is the kind of, you know, level at which she is operating,
Chalo, sir,
don't want to operate
I
at
take
that
the
level.
points
Thank
that
you,
you are
Vishnu.
mentioning. Let's just hope that there is justice. We all want that in this particular case. Thank you so much.